My name's Richard Clegg, and I manage our foundation. And I've got 10 minutes, and I'm just going to cover a little bit on the screen up there, our purpose, vision and plans, right? But I'm a bit overawed, actually, stood up here to see all these faces. A lot of old and faces and some new faces as well, lots of familiar people. I've had a great time, really great, just meeting lots of people that I just don't see enough from around the world. But welcome everybody to London. Welcome to this, our first flagship conference. All very exciting. It's a bit like Wembley Stadium, stood up here with all this sea of faces. It's like taking the foundation on some stadium gig or something like that. So, but anyway, I'm going to talk a little bit about the foundation. I'm going to polish up the crystal ball and look into the future a little bit and paint a picture of what this foundation is going to look like in a few short years' time. As Carol said, you know, we're a young foundation. We've been in full operation for just 3 years, and I like to think that we've made some quite big strides in a short period of time. But, and I'll come back to this later on, what makes this all possible is the bigger LR and the combo of the foundation and the group. And I'm going to say something about that at the moment. So even though we're a very young foundation, just 3 years old, we have this 256 years of heritage that's behind us and this great brand as well. And I often think of ourselves, in some respects, as a 256-year-old SME, the foundation. I said I'm going to polish up the crystal ball, going to look into the future a little bit. I think it's always very good when looking to the future, just to understand where you've come from as well. So I'm just going to look in the rear view mirror a little bit. We've been in full operation for 3 years, and what's been the milestone achievements along there? One of the first things that we did, and Carol referred to this, is that we have produced and published a very clear strategy of what we're on the planet for. And we followed that up with a plan, right? An execution plan that's got our priorities in there. So we have a very clear strategy and a very clear plan. Both of these and all the documents that we're going to see, the foresight, are all available outside. So please, you know, go and have a read of these. They're all, they're page turners. I tell you, they're all a great read. Take them away and have a look at them. So with strategy, a plan, but it's all about action and turning words into deeds. We've started to turn all of this great thoughts, great ideas into practical steps. And evidence of this is our foresight reports. And Cal referred to these. And they're here. Look at the CGI on this. Look at that. It's great, isn't it? Fabulous. Okay. So we've produced these foresight reports in areas that are here: big data, nanotechnology, resilience engineering, structural integrity systems performance. And what we've done, we've brought the best minds together in the world, convened them, asked them to look at these topic areas through the lens of Lloyd's register, to wargame the technology and ... its impact on the sectors we serve. We write it up, we publish it for others to build on, and then use it ourselves to direct our grants. And it's led to some very big, lumpy investments for us. Helping the Turing Institute, £10 million grant to the Turing Institute, £9 million in the area of nanotechnology, further £10 million in the area of resilience engineering, and £15 million in the area of structural integrity and systems performance. So a lot of the stakeholders and our collaborators and partners in those areas, the universities and other institutions, are all in this room here today. So thank you very much to everybody. And as I was told a long time ago, doing stuff like this is 5% inspiration, 95% perspiration, and we've done the 5% bit, and now we've really got to make all of this deliver and make an impact for the benefit of society in line with our charitable aims. And it's been mentioned as well, this is not a spoiler, but we're going to be publishing and announcing for the very first time our new Foresight report in the area of robotic and autonomous systems. Very excited about that. And we've got others in the pipeline that are going to come out, public understanding of risk, human and social factors, energy storage, all good stuff. Okay then, here's some numbers, okay? Because I was saying 3 years that we've been in full operation, and we've awarded in that period of time £73 million in grants. And I explained a moment ago that some of these are really quite lumpy, right? We really are making a serious investment in hand-picked subjects with hand-picked collaborators in hand-picked locations and then really going for it. 72 active grants. Click the shutter today. Our portfolio, 72 active grants, big and small, in 21 countries. 68 publications from our grants community so far this year. Okay, so we're getting stuff out there, getting our brand out there. 1.7 million impressions on social media in the last 12 months. Okay, Twitter, Facebook, all of those sorts of mechanisms, working very, very hard at broadcasting the fact that we exist and that we're making a contribution to society. That's a massive number, 1.7 million impressions. 715,000 people, parents, teachers, students, whose lives we've directly touched through our skills and education activities. And our Heritage and Education Centre, and we're going to hear about this later on, we've got 256 years of heritage. We're going to put that to work as a unique education and skills resource, digitise it, get it out there on the web. 14,000 enquiries in the last year to our Heritage and Education Centre. So a lot of traffic there, lots of big numbers. It makes me feel good, but it's not all about big numbers. And sometimes the little things matter as well. And it's not all about multi-million-pound grants and doesn't it sound great. Sometimes a little bit goes a long way. And we're going to hear later on today from Alexandra Berkovic, who is from IMLI, the International Maritime Law Institute, based in Malta, and the contribution in terms of bursaries that we've been able to make to people from underrepresented communities to do something that ... really does contribute to making the world a safer place. So big and small together. We've also produced our 5-year plan. I've mentioned that. I'm not going to go around that in detail. But we've set ourselves 7 goals. And in a catchy way, we've called it 7 in 5. And you can get a copy of this outside. But I'm just going to quickly canter around this very, very quickly in just a few short minutes. We've set ourselves the ambition, and we do some due diligence of this at the moment, to become the source, the authoritative, independent, trusted source internationally for safety data and how it's trending. Because we need to know that in where to direct our funding, and it's useful for other people as well. So we are aiming, and we're doing the due diligence as to whether to do that. We've got grand challenges, and Ruth, yesterday, we had our advisory council together, many are in this room. Ruth said a very thing that sticks in my mind. You know, the grants that we're doing, nanotechnology, is all about what can nanotechnology do that makes the world a safer place. So it's a technology push. But there's a pull as well. What actually would make the world a safer place? If we could sprinkle fairy dust on some areas and truly, truly make a difference, then what would those challenge areas be? And we've got to articulate them, and then we've got to have a mechanism to aim the best minds in the world at answering those challenges. So we have a push-pull as well. We're going to grow our portfolio. We're getting bigger and bigger. We've got to manage that. That's a challenge in our plan. Skills and education, we're going to grow that. And we've got Tim Slingsby, who's heading that patch up for us. We're going to put our Heritage and Education Centre to work, and the 256 years of archives that I've mentioned. We want to be an efficient and effective foundation, benchmarked against others in the sector. Carol described that we are a small and beautifully formed foundation. And, what that means, if you scrape the varnish off it, is that we don't want to be burning up a lot of our money in overheads. So we need to keep ourselves lean, efficient and effective. And what does that entail and what's it going to mean? And finally, we have this unique combo. The LR is this two flip sides, the foundation and the group. Great synergies, great interface, and it's through that combo that we can truly make the world a safer place. And I just want to close out by saying something about this combo, because in here is a big thank you to Lloyd's Register and our trading arm. What we've got, I call it a combo. It helps me understand it, but together we're working to make the world a safer place. And we do that essentially in two ways that come together. One way is that we have our Lloyd's Register, the group. It's the commercial, it's a trading arm. It works with our clients, it works with our sectors to make them and our sectors a safer place. And it's commercial, it generates revenue, which can go into the charity pot. And then we've got the charity as well, the foundation, which is providing grants and undertaking direct charitable activities for the wider benefit of society. So we're working with our clients, the sectors we serve, and wider society as well. Flip side of the same thing, it's all LR working together to make the world a safer place. So I'm going to close out now. Just really, really, really have a great conference, okay? Kick your shoes off, really enjoy this. It's a flagship event for us. We're very excited about it. Take pride in it. Really, really take pride in it, because the success of the foundation is due to all of us. So a big thank you there. Take pride. And at the end of the day, the reason why we do this, our strap line, is that we do it because life matters. So thank you very much.